Good morning and welcome to Hallam News. I'm Theo.
And I'm Rachel Bauer. In today's headlines, Sheffield Hallam Students' Union set up a candlelight vigil to pay respects towards recent terror attacks across the world. And we find out the latest on the council's decision to chop down thousands of trees in Sheffield.
First today, around 50 people gathered outside Sheffield Hallam University to celebrate a candlelight peace vigil. It was organised by the Students' Union in support of the recent terror attacks in Nigeria, Europe and the Middle East. Stacey Bates reports.
Coming together to remember the victims of terror, students at Sheffield Hallam University gathered to pay respects to the recent attacks. The Students' Union provided banners allowing participants to write messages in support of welcoming refugees to the UK. A number of candles were also handed out to those at the vigil as a symbol of world peace and a sign of respect to those who have been affected. As well as this, the event was open to the public to make speeches freely, sharing their thoughts and experiences on the tragedies. Among those who spoke was Ona, who travelled to Istanbul on the day of the underground bombings earlier on this year.
I was still there, and that was the day when Istanbul was bombed. When I came back, while I was in the airport, the metro station in Brussels was being bombed. While I was flying, the airport was being bombed. So my parents literally didn't sleep at all that week. And it felt for the first time ever that it's real. It wasn't just something I read about on Facebook and that I liked. It was something that could have happened to me if I decided to go to Istanbul one day sooner than I did.
Over the past few months, Sheffield Hallam Students' Union set up various other events, such as fundraisers, but believe that more can be done.
Combating Islamophobia, combating racism, combating anti-Semitism, which is on the rise in Europe following these events, building more community links, and making people realise that false stereotypes aren't true.
There could be more refugees being brought in, maybe more support to France, because obviously a lot of refugees are taking refuge in Calais at the moment.
The union will continue to play an active role by sending student volunteers over to affected countries. Stacey Bates, Hallam News.
This year marks the 20th year of Sheffield Varsity. Students are taking part in many different sporting events across the week in order to take the trophy home at this Wednesday's ice hockey final. It kicked off last Wednesday at the Sheffield Hallam Sports Park. The competition has gone from strength to strength, gaining even more participation and spectators than ever. University of Sheffield are the current holders of the title, and the latest score is 12 points apiece.
The 2016 Snooker World Championship has returned to Sheffield's Crucible Theatre for the 40th consecutive year. 32 competitors play over 2 weeks with a £330,000 prize money. Last year's winner, Stuart Bingham, and runner-up Sean Murphy have been knocked out in the first round to set up a very open tournament. We went to the Crucible to ask fans who their favourite to win is, and there was one name in particular that kept cropping up.
I'll be honest, I can't believe he's on running. I know everybody says that, but if he's on form and he's playing to his peak, I think there's different levels in game, and he's just that bit of a level above him.
Well, it's got to be Ronnie, but I would say Ding Junhui for the last 10 years, but I don't know.
But Ronnie's still favourite, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll be very surprised the way Ronnie's playing if anybody touches him. He beat most right-handed players with his left hand anyway, you know what I mean? So, fantastic player.
We do like Ronnie, but also got a little soft spot for Anthony McGill, so hoping he progresses quite well as well. You're talking top 32 in the world, so anything's possible at the Crucible. Obviously Ronnie's hot favourite, but you never know,
A wheelchair dancing club from Sheffield has returned from the World Championships with a huge medal win. Wheels in Motion represented Great Britain over Easter at the Wheelchair Dancing Championships held in Holland. The team based in High Green was one of the largest groups there, winning 14 medals in total, including 3 gold. The event was held over 2 days with hundreds of competitors travelling from 18 countries around the world. They competed in adapted styles of dance in everything from the tango to the waltz.
The council's decision to undertake a tree felling operation around Sheffield has gained huge opposition in recent months.
Residents have been against the decision as they feel it could cause serious harm to the Sheffield's reputation of being a green city. Chris College has more.
Sheffield is well known for its beautiful landscape, being named Britain's greenest city as well as one of the greenest in Europe. If you would take this away from the locals, you could guess that it wouldn't go down too well. But that is exactly what has happened. It has been 10 months since Sheffield City Council announced plans to the public of its tree felling operations in order to improve roads and pavements. However, the council's plans have been met with widespread angst. Here in Door Village, residents have tied ribbons to their trees to show how much they love them. On this road in particular, albeit only small, there are 19 trees that are destined for the chop. This would leave the road looking very, very different indeed. The council say that the roots are damaging roads and pavements across the city, and that 10,000 of the 35,000 trees under investigation are likely to be felled. Work has already begun across the city, leading to the council having an injunction taken out against them, banning them from cutting down further trees. However, this was lifted last week. Despite this, campaigners and residents continue to fight the plans as petitions have been signed in their thousands to save the trees.
Although I'm quite young, I do feel very strongly about the trees in Sheffield. I feel as though the trees are a natural heritage, or a part of a natural heritage in the city. The likes of the villages of Dore and Totley do thrive upon the greenery. And if you chop them all down, then Sheffield just becomes this urban city, and that's not what it's acclaimed for. It's acclaimed for being this very green city inside England.
We have contacted Sheffield City Council in regards to the tree felling and the opposition they have faced. Simon Green, the Executive Director of Place, has said, "We have been clear throughout that we want to make sure that our work with communities on this issue is right. So we will not resume the full street tree replacement programme until we have had the court's final decision." It seems there is at least cause for optimism, as this argument is far from settled. However, we'll have to pine a while longer until we know the final fate of the trees. Chris College, reporting.
And we'll leave you with that one.
That's all for today's news. Goodbye.
Goodbye.